Welcome back to Dream League Season 13, the major. First series going to a Game 3, just the way we like it, between Vici Gaming and Team Secret. It's a group stage match. Nobody's going to get eliminated in the groups. Everybody's just getting seeded into upper bracket and lower bracket. But you do not want to start out in the lower bracket because that means you're starting out in best of ones. So this first match and the first matches are very important to these teams. Looked like Vici put up a great fight. And Secret kind of fell flat in their face.
Yeah, it felt like Vici actually played the same first 15 minutes, but this time they didn't make those mistakes they made. It actually felt like almost the exact same beginning. They won the laning phase pretty hard even, and then they played together. And I think that was the IO gyro because it forces you to.
It's more than just that. I think that in both games they had superior mid game, but this time they also had the mobility advantage. And that's why I think that their draft has the edge. Because if you look at their heroes, they all represent threat. Night Stalker, specifically Lion, Kunkka, easiest setup for a relocate in the business. And then you also have this edge. So it wasn't even like Secret we were like getting picked off necessarily. Just like, oh, a support's dead because they ran at him. Now all of a sudden the Lion's mid, there's an X mid, there's a reload, that's another kill. Maybe try to save him, that's another kill. Now it's a tower. All of a sudden you have no vision, you have no control, and you start to fall off. I also think that Lone Druid's a really weird pairing with the Slark, actually, after watching that game. There isn't really much natural complement there.
Too greedy as well? Or?
They both do the same form of damage. They want long fights, but now you have no real burst outside of your Shaker Dunk.
Nothing, yeah.
And so you can putt coil, but like, where's the damage going to come in now? Where's the big cooldown being popped? The previous game, to complement the Slark, they had an Arc Warden. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
With the Lone Druid, it's just too slow.
There's a big difference from you being able to prolong games by preventing towers from being taken as opposed to split pushing, which is what Lone Druid is supposed to be able to do for you, right? And against an Isle lineup, your split push is just not going to be nearly effective. Meanwhile, defending towers is exactly how they were able to counter the Drow Ranger lineup so well, right? Like Drow was just kind of like stopped in your tracks by that bubble. So the concepts of how to be able to prolong the game were a lot better for Secret in game one. And Yang also looked like really dominant on that Night Stalker. Night Stalker just fit the tempo of like, he was able to do the same thing with Legion Commander game, but there's only so much you can do with the Legion Commander when it comes to constantly fighting and killing heroes.
They had also control over an aspect of the game that like sets up your mobility, which is vision. There's no real tool for Secret to find vision on the map, whereas you've got crazy lane push on the side of Vici, but I think Lion specifically Lion Disruptor are very greedy, but they're my favorite supports to combo with the Wisp because you represent kills now effectively all over the map as long as that hero is off of it. IO Gyro never have to hurt their farming speed. It's why, what is your CS to end this game? I can't read that number, but it's high.
323.
323 to 26.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at the hero damage, and it sums up the game. One team could fight, the other team needed to get farmed. The greedy, the not mid game, as you said, and it's just it's rough.
Doesn't mean Gyro has over 100 CS advantage of top on Secret, and you're able to stay aggressive and stay on map. So it's just. Yeah, Vici played better, but I also think that it's a much easier game for them to execute because they also are playing around a hero that can go in. It's so much simpler to win games. It's why we see PLs and Slarks and Gyros because they actually initiate the fights for you. They run forwards. You're playing around a Drow, it's a lot trickier to get optimal positioning.
How much of that was the result of being able to pick up IO? Because we've seen it banned previous game,
Decent
of course.
amount, I'd say. A pretty high amount, I'd say.
So banning out IO should fix that for us from Secret point of view, or no?
I think IO will probably get banned. I don't know if it would fix it, but I definitely think whoever doesn't have first pick is going to ban it.
I think they thought they had the answer to it with Puck plus a Fear.
Yep.
So they didn't necessarily have to be a Lone Druid. We've seen plenty of combinations like Shadow Fiend also being run. But I think they thought just like being able to have a guaranteed coil on at least two heroes and then fear them because coil's just so much damage right now that it would answer that threat. But obviously not.
Especially every single series, I just saw Na'Vi winning a game against EG. Is every single series a 3-game series?
I believe so.
I think so.
Because IG in Reality Rift are also going to game 3, right?
Yep. And TNC Nigma as well.
TNC Nigma is started as game 3. By the way,
surprise.
That's crazy.
There's so
3
many
games
streams.
everywhere.
If you're curious about the other streams, it is Dream League 2, Dream League 3, and Dream League 4.
Nice and easy.
And just to confirm, that's Dream League 2, Dream League 3, and Dream League 4.
I think so. I hope so. Yes. Correct.
And ours
So
is
they-
DreamLeague
they
1, which is
moved
Group B, which is
Well,
one right behind Grand
Isn't it just DreamLeague?
Yeah, it's just DreamLeague.
Correct.
Testing you.
Keeping
That's
you
true.
on your toes.
They don't know. You don't know that there'd be a second. Like they don't call it The Godfather 1
I've always wondered, do we have time? Why
But they
is
did
1
know
the
that.
loneliest number?
because it's the loneliest number.
Is
It's the
there a
number
punchline
one.
to this one, Grant?
No, I don't. I was just actually wondering because 0 is clearly the loneliest number. It doesn't even enjoy
No,
the
But
no,
it
no,
doesn't,
no,
no,
no.
zero doesn't exist.
Zero doesn't-
That's why it was
You
a
just said the
mathematical.
word.
Dude,
You
the
said the word.
0
Then it exists.
The reason 0 was such a revolutionary concept was because it was finally a way for us to represent nothing. We didn't.
Yes.
It ruined math.
So it's
Yes.
something, but it's nothing.
no, it's nothing.
It's nothing. There's
So
no
0
value.
isn't a word.
Look, think of it like
No, it's a word, but it's not a number.
think of it like this, right? You take your brain, right? You put it on a
Would
table.
you say 0 is a number? Like when I count from 0 to 10, I'm counting 0, 1,
I'm no
2.
It's implicit.
mathematician.
0 exists so that you may have 1.
Well,
That's
I
what
have a
creates the
question for you.
I
separation.
have two NA maths arguing with each other.
Oh no.
So I'm going to go to the EU math person over here.
Yes, Sheaves.
Well, let me look at my phone. I'm just gonna check. Is wait a second.
Well,
The internet is cheating.
0 a number, a real number? It is actually searched before. Real numbers consist of
Positive
consist of
integers.
zero, blah, blah, blah,
It's
blah.
not a positive integer.
Real
but it's a
numbers
number.
are divided into rational and irrational numbers. What answer is that, Google?
And
Please.
0 is a very irrational number. I used to date it.
As a digit, 0 is used as a placeholder in place value
Did you know
systems.
that there is a
She was
website
real irrational.
where you can ask Dr. Math?
I know all about that website. Oh wait, Dr. Math.
Dr. Math.
Oh, okay. I don't know
Ask
that
Dr.
one.
Math on the
Yes.
math forum. The ask is, my first question is 0 a real number?
Come on,
It's
Dr.
asked by Patrick. Hi, Patrick. Yes, since 0 is a...
It said it is a real number.
Yes.
That's what I said.
I swear you did not.
Why would I say 0 isn't real?
I don't know because you're an idiot.
That's what started this argument. I agreed with Grant this whole time.
It is literally saying, yes, since 0 is an integer. Integer? I don't know what
Integer.
that is.
That's
Integer.
That's right.
All integers are real numbers, so 0 is a real number. Kind regards, Dr. Peterson, the math forum, Dr. Math.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Dr.
Dr.
Math.
Math.
Thanks, Dr. Math.
That was great.
You change one letter, and that's a very scary title.
All right. Let's see who you guys chose as MVP, by the way, this time around.
Oh, I'd go with DY.
Zai again. I think.
They just love Zai.
I think
Zai's
they
a
just
very
love
loved
Zai.
person.
Zai,
he really
Zai,
is.
Zai, Zai.
Yes.
I personally would give it to DY. He played on a Lion where he didn't get like any farm. He was in some crazy max range stuns and
Yeah.
just
What about
roaming everywhere.
Dude literally had 0 deaths.
Hashtag Yang Gang.
Okay.
Yang gang.
Then
Yang yang.
I mean we can agree to disagree.
All right.
Well, I say doing more with less is always more impressive, and playing a 5 and hitting every single stun on a non-targeted stun for the most part is pretty damn good.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
then,
wait,
then
you
that means
can
that literally
stun.
You
every
can,
single
but he
time the
didn't.
MVP is going to be the person with less. Because they did quote unquote more. What about doing more with more?
What about doing more with average, like
Hey,
Yang?
speaking, I will say though, DY did increase his percentage acquired of that MVP vote by technically infinity, by going from 0% to 1%.
Oh no. Is
Yeah.
infinity a number, Grant?
What? No, I was just gonna say. I think for this time, Zai getting it, he played top lane very poorly. So honestly, from a flame point of view, like he got hit by. We thought it was a silence, but he just came out of face shift and got hit by a rocket like twice, and missed timing a puck. Like that's the reason you put puck up there is because you can actually avoid the stuns, and then you just die anyways.
But it is Io Gyro, to be fair. They're playing a
is.
lot faster, so you're forced to orb. Like, they can rocket you and just run at you, and you aren't able to escape even with a timely Q away, especially if you've already used it to nuke. So I can understand.
So are you worried going back to the draft? Because that means they first picked their middle and their carry laner.
Yeah.
The puck went safe lane and your Slark went middle. Those were your first two picks, and neither of them. Slark had an okay game.
I don't think the
guess.
lanes are the problem as much as it's the overall draft concept. You can't give away Wisp, first and foremost. And secondly, I think the Ori Kunkka is also potentially worth a look. Because you talk about mid-game, like it's a favorable matchup for Slark. Ori did just fine. They ended up turning around, finding a kill. And I love the itemization, too. Halberd straight into BKB. With a Halberd, he's got evasion, like 2,200 health. It's like 14 minutes into the game. He's not targetable.
You're
and
not
it removes
killing
the Slark's defusal timing completely as a power spike.
I think this is definitely going to be something that Secret are probably testing the waters a little bit in just how much they can push this early Slark pick and then into greedy follow-up cores. You know, like traditional Slark lineups, you'd be picking something as your mid that would be able to fight for you, as your 2 position that would be a fast hero. But Secret 2 times in a row have picked slower heroes in that regard. So I think that's something that they're definitely kind of testing out right now. And they will have been shut down. So we'll see whether or not they actually still pick Slark in the 1-2 and then change their following draft, or they actually feel like maybe Slark is a bit of an issue. Overall, I think just giving people IO is probably a bad idea.
Agreed.
Let's not do that again.
And well, they
Don't
did.
give people IO. Don't give people Doom, Train Protector.
Don't give them hope.
Especially not a new hope.
That's why you gotta take it so grim.
A new
Kyle?
hope is a good hope.
We're talking about winning games.
Oh yeah, we should give people that.
What?
A New Hope.
What is that?
It's the Star Wars movie.
Yeah, they're done with them finally. Another 15 years, maybe we'll get another good one.
Sorry, I'm an illiterate.
Unbelievable.
All right.
You
so,
mad, Kyle?
No, not as
I
bad.
literally see hair coming off your head right now. You're so mauled.
What?
No, you really want to get me fired up? We can talk Game of Thrones, specifically George R. Martin.
Yeah,
and
can we
the
turn down the
7
lights
years
so
of
we can
winter.
we can simulate
Are
Game
you-
of Thrones last season
I
episode
mean, you're
3?
very late to the party of wanting to talk about Game of Thrones. I think everybody stopped talking about that
No,
right
I
after
could
the
give a
season
damn
ended.
about the season. I'm still waiting for the book.
It's not
The
gonna happen.
entire show came out.
Why do you think it's still happening?
What?
Who gave you the illusion that the book's still coming out?
Yeah, you didn't hear about this?
What?
Well, if you're, okay,
Kyle, the worried look on his face.
you're the writer of a book, right?
Yeah.
You're writing a book. You're not even finished with the series yet, but here comes across this opportunity to turn your book into a series. Massive opportunity.
Yeah.
You're going full in it
That's
because it's your
fine.
dream. Why would you still finish the book after everybody's already seen the ending and thinks it's shit? Would you keep
No.
motivated?
Whoa.
Galaxy
Whoa,
Brain,
whoa, whoa, whoa,
you
whoa,
get
whoa,
to
whoa.
test whether or not how you close out
Yeah.
a story is successful. And when it's
Also-
not, you get a second chance at it. Galaxy Brain, George
Also,
R. R. Martin.
the show's ending in concept is only terrible because of the way the show ended.
Yes, but
because of the writing, because of
yes,
the script.
But no, but that on top of that,
Danny just kind of forgot
I'm
about
still
it.
on
no.
season 2!
But if you're looking at the last
Yeah.
season and you look at all the bullet points that they crossed off their list, right, really systematically, those bullet points will be the same ones in the book. There will be different motivations and stuff, but the happenings are the
They'll be
same. People kill it. The people who kill the things are going to be the same. All that is already noticed. Let's talk Dota, though. Let's go into the draft of game number 3, Vici Gaming, Team Secret. Sorry to crush your hope, by the way. You said you shouldn't have hope.
Dude,
so
Shiva's
there you
using
go.
her host power very nicely. She just raises her voice, attacks you with all of her points, and then says,
Oh.
"Sorry, Kyle, we got to transition into the next Dota
Guys,
draft."
we have one of the unpicked heroes. Treant Protector is
And
in
also,
the game.
there's a Venomancer on the side of TNC. I like that, by the way.
Good hero, underrated.
Check out, what is it, DreamLeague 2?
Yes.
Yes. All right, so Lich Slark again. We saw Secret opening with that. First game round worked out, right?
It's okay. Out of the Forbidden Heroes,
It's definitely better, I'd say.
I think Treant
The
Protector is
Forbidden Heroes.
the Forbidden Heroes. Don't give them IO. Don't give them Doom. Don't give them Treant Protector. I think Treant Protector
three, though.
is the lesser of the 3 evils.
Yeah.
Of the prime evils, if you will.
I think it would be. I think Wisp is in a tier of its own.
It is the greatest of evils.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Lich Slark's way better than Slark
Yeah.
Puck. That's for damn sure.
But let's not talk about. Let's talk about good. Who's the better wizard, Gandalf or Dumbledore?
Oh my
Are we
God.
talking
Are we
about-
talking about this draft?
Well, the thing is, we didn't really see Gandalf do too many things.
Are you serious?
Stever,
Yo.
I thought you were just going to keep going to draft, but you bought the bait. You got reeled in,
Dumbledore's
Stever.
whole idea was they're just gonna wing it. Yeah, eventually I think
No.
he'll have to die, but don't tell him. Gandalf legitimately did everything, like
Well,
start to finish.
Wait, Gandalf the gray or the white?
both.
So now we're comparing 3 people.
all he
Kyle.
did was put it, like, he could have done so many more things.
He started.
So,
Why can't we compare Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White with with
was-
Dumbledore and Snape? It's too
This is a
unstupid.
question that has a right and a wrong answer. It was not open for discussion. All
okay,
right.
he answered the question. Asked the question, that is. Okay, never mind. Let's talk
And
Dota,
what
guys.
about Keeper of the Light?
That's true. They did ban out Venge this time. Even though they beat the Venge Drow combo, that super insane range with the Grove Bow, not one
Yeah.
to deal with it.
And on top of that, I mean, the game, they won it, but it wasn't super convincing
It
for
was
them, right?
not. It could have very well, as we talked about, just 2 big mistakes.
So we still have a Drow Ranger lineup that they're going up against.
Timberman.
Kyle, is your comment going to be about Dota?
No,
it's not.
Gandalf literally came back to life and then proceeded to save Rohan. And then, anyway, doesn't matter.
Well, maybe there's going to be a Harry Potter too.
Dumbledore's whole act when he was dead was to effectively say to Harry, well, hey, man, I don't know.
Yeah, because he's a normal human being who you can relate to. You'd rather relate to magical beings than normal beings? Weird.
Wow.
Who do you look up to? Grant, who's your role model?
Dumbledore!
Dota capitalist. As you see, he's got the super good-looking sweater. Mine's a little more dull, but you know what? I'm getting there.
You're getting
I
there,
appreciate
Grant.
it, Cap.
10 seconds remaining.
I'll show you the ways.
All right, guys.
I thought we'd see more Ench, by the way.
Yes.
I mean, I watch NA pubs a lot. There's Enchant's first picked every single game almost, and I'm surprised it's made it this far. Obviously, just pub games, but Darkseer, Cap, you don't look pleased.
He
I'm not a
hates
big fan of
Darkseer.
Darkseer right now.
It's because he's an offlaner and he doesn't know how to play it. It's too complicated for him. He prefers the Legion Commanders, you know, the Bristlebacks.
How is Darkseer complicated?
Because
You
you actually
literally spam
positioning
Ion
an
Shell
item
down
choice.
lane. Your laning phase is like the simplest of all the offlaners.
5 seconds remaining.
Was he?
You have
was
to
only-
play around your allies. You know how annoying that is to do
Isn't
constantly?
that every offlaner?
But this way you don't
Think
have a
about the
stun.
meta right now, Kyle. You're literally talking about, what was the last meta? A Baden, Omni Knight, Legion Commander. You literally have to play on your allies constantly with all three
But
of
this
those
is
heroes.
different. It's
They were
more
the
technical.
W heroes.
This is like a martial, and if you
W.
compare it to martial art, this is capoeira, all right? You've got to find a way to dance while fighting. It's more difficult.
Darkseer, was he picked more than once at the minor or just that one time?
A couple times.
How many
It was,
capoeira fighters do you see in MMA, Kyle?
Not very many. That's
well,
my
it's
point.
ineffective, and that's why I don't like Darkseer.
I think this is.
It's good with Slark.
I will say, yeah, I like the
Yes.
Darkseer because it helps their mid game a lot more. You
Yeah.
have an Iron Shelled Slark with a Lich Shield. Already, your mid game, you almost don't even need the long fights anymore because you're just gonna kill someone with that Iron Shell and that shield.
Yeah,
which is nice.
it also increases your mobility around the map,
A lot.
and you just shove lanes. To your point, you Ion Shell bottom, immediately you run towards mid, link up at the core. You're going to be able to shove one lane and look to make plays in the other really quickly. You're also an aura sustain item buyer. Specifically, you have incredible utility to buy whatever your team needs. Force, Medallion, the auras, you can go Hex, Shivas, whatever you want.
A nice counter to the Darkseer. Makes his laning phase difficult because you can't rely on disruption to get out, and then throughout the mid game, you're just hard countered by Purge. Both the Ion Shell as well as Surge are going to get canceled out.
They used all their bonus time to choose it, though. Why? Like, what makes this pick, like, the one that they thought about so long?
Because you probably know the cores window. Like, the group of available cores is limited to maybe, like, 5 per.
5 seconds remaining.
Your support pick could have legitimately been anything. Because it's the 4 position, and you already see, like, Darkseer, Slark, Lich. Like, you kind of know your way your draft is going. This is the one that can't be altered. Whereas the cores are just like, do we do this or that?
Like you said, I mean, yeah, that really was a good pick, though. We just talked about, like, the Iron Shell Lich Shield on Slark. All of a sudden, it just completely canceled. And they go Mars.
That's sick. That's probably a Mars mid. We saw Dendy absolutely destroy Synderin
Yes.
in that show match back at the minor. I think a lot of people, specifically in NA, saw that. All the superstar mid players
lot of people
watched
played
Dendy absolutely destroy Synderin. And then they're just like, wow, this is sort of like Tiny, but stronger, tankier, and accelerates fast.
So
You
when
think
you
that-
tried it during the week, why didn't you win with it?
10 seconds remaining.
Hey, even I played that. I never played Dota, and that was the one game I did get to play. And Kyle got destroyed middle.
I played myself, okay? I forgot to use my ult.
To be
And
fair-
ran to tower.
To be
It's like,
fair
oh
to
no.
Kyle, how many times you played Mars before that?
That was my first overall game.
Was it?
You know, it's funny how I set him up to defend himself with that, but isn't that the worst accusation he could possibly put on himself?
What?
You never played Mars until that moment?
Yeah.
I have not played Voice Spirit.
I have. It's fun.
You're the host. He's the analyst.
Fair.
Wait, Mars is in competitive mode. Wow. I'm just kidding, guys.
Holy
Kidding.
smokes, what year are we in? Oh, my God.
No, I never played Mars mid. That just wasn't
Yeah,
a
that's
thing. But
fair.
my point is, obviously, it's a thing. I like the Storm pickup because the thing that counters Mars is what, Grant?
Mobility.
That can do.
Go over your thingy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's it.
Climb
Nice
those walls.
analysis. Great stuff.
So
Are we-
you're saying a ladder hero would be really good right now.
Are you guys positive it is going to be that Mars middle? I mean,
No.
before it did
I'm-
go middle, we saw
Probably.
it off
It's
lane.
either that, it could be a 4 position. I think that's also really cool.
Yeah.
And I imagine that's the versatility Secret are going with here.
Yeah.
Because you have a Dark Seer, so there's natural synergy with the melee hero with the stun. And in addition, it now leaves you that option to
Seconds remaining.
last pick
Overall, yeah.
whatever you want. And you know that you can't fully plan on what your draft is as Vici. Rather, Vici won't be able to know what they're going up against.
I hope it's not for Mars.
Why is
but I
that?
do think it's really good against Drow Ranger for a lot of different reasons, right? It locks down heroes. They're not unable to escape like Drow Ranger. There's also the fact that the wall blocks out projectiles, makes it really good against all range lineups, which most Drow Ranger lineups are that way. The new active to Bulwark, it basically, I think it's 70% chance still,
Yeah.
or something like that, to be
It,
able
like,
to draw
brings them onto you,
projectiles
yeah.
onto you. And damage reduction is really good against Drow Ranger because damage reduction is always good against minus armor, or in this
Whoa.
case, ignoring armor.
Does
from
that
Drow.
work on the arrows?
Yeah,
Those count as projectiles?
yeah.
Was that projectile spells too then? Like,
No,
interesting. But that's really cool. I
just
like
auto attack.
I like that. I like that pick though because that's the counter to Slark. You get a blade mail, you taunt, you're gonna kill the Slark, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's uncleansable
And
by your Dark Pact.
I think because they're running Shadow Demon top against the Darkseer, they meant we had 4 Train Protector, and I think that lane is like very difficult to stop from creep cutting.
10 seconds
And that's one of the
remaining.
biggest issues with Axe right now is like he has to have a strong laning phase. He has to be able to creep cut, and I don't know how any support can test Tree plus Axe
Yep.
in that regard. It also could allow them to be able to tri-lane at the start. That's what I would probably look to do here is like tri-lane maybe right away. We'll see.
Mars 4?
Mars 4.
Well, I've seen some
Yeah, maybe
crazier
it's good.
Darkseer 4s. Just kidding, I haven't. I hope.
I mean, I watched plenty of Crit playing Mars when it was like first coming out.
Yeah.
He was playing a lot of 4 Mars, and it looked good then.
Because people didn't know the hero,
it's
I think,
different
too.
now, and
Yeah,
it's not as
I
good.
agree.
I really like. I think Secret's just got too many stuns, guys. I look at Vici's lineup. I'm not seeing the damage.
Okay.
I
So
can-
you favor Secret.
Yeah, if they just play a standard game, I think they win. Vici could crush lanes and roll down towers, but this just seems so much simpler for Secret to win. At some point, they'll have 3,000 health.
All right, Cap.
Vici Gaming. I think that Storm Spirit, yeah, there's a lot of stuns, but I still think Storm Spirit is going to have a pretty decent game, and I think they've got a lot of potential to beat Secret off of tower pushes.
Vici, better lanes.
Better lanes for Vici Gaming. Who's going to take the first series here in Group B? Let's find out with Odie Pixel and Fogged.
They fly so high in the sky. Balloons, oh my, sit on the breeze in the sky, lifting up and out of sight. They fly so high in the sky.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, there we go, ladies
There
and
we go.
gentlemen. Here we go. Game 3 of Secret versus Vici Gaming, the deciding match. And of course, as you may have been interested to see who's
my.
playing what, it is Zai
It's-
playing offlane Mars, and it is a Yapsaw support Darkseer.
Hell yeah. Secret.
So trying something a little different here. We've seen it obviously in the past, you know, the appearance of the support Darkseer with these sort of offlaners that can make aggressive plays in the lane. So we'll see what sort of magic can come out of that duo.
And we have also seen, Puppy, he's got a Lich in the game, so it's not 5 melee, but we have seen him do a lot of melee with the Darkseer. Look at it, they've got 4. Dragon Knight can be both. But yeah, they've got great ways with the Surge, right? Surge to collapse onto Drow Ranger. It's one thing I'm definitely looking at too. And also the Mars pick versus Drow overall. Being able to block out a lot of those arrows can definitely look to be beneficial depending on how the wall is placed, if she's inside or outside. Yeah, this should be cool. And we see Vici immediately. They're actually putting an aggressive ward so that Yang can look to actually cut the wave properly, but they're not going to get scouted out here.
If they see Yang around it, yeah, he gets it straight away.
They put their own ward. They knew that there has to be Vici cutting waves, so they expected this movement, and they actually get it, and they read it perfectly. And Puppy even finds him. Make his life absolute hell.
Yeah, he can start messing around with Yang. Probably won't kill him, but we'll certainly do quite a bit of damage to him before the laning starts.
Yep, definitely messed with him quite a lot. Puppy has that ward on the high ground too, so he sees both the supports walking in. He can take the safe route away. Good little pre-play of the game there by Secret.
Vici's going to have to do something, because they can't leave Drow alone against a Mars Darkseer lane, can they?
They really want to ensure that the Axe gets a game. I think that's the biggest thing. If they leave Axe alone, it just becomes impossible. Look at his starting on it, by the way, by Matoma Man. I think they were just full out reading that, is that he has a win lane.
Oh, yeah, so just gets the courier. All right.
Yeah, but yeah, Matoma Man has a win lace on Slark. So I feel like that was him just wanting to be able to keep up and chase the Axe if he's cutting and bring creeps and stuff like that around or something. But because it's very unorthodox. You never see a win lace on Slark.
Looking at this this middle lane, we were saying it last game, Ori, one of his hot ones is the Storm.
He should do really well in this matchup.
And I mean, how does a Dragon Knight fare nowadays? It isn't a mid laner that we really saw. I think, well, we saw one game in the minor and it looked terrible.
He went Midas too, right?
He did. It was a game where they were getting crushed overall, so it was a hard game to sort of really gauge how good a Dragon Knight is at the moment. But what do you reckon about this hero? Where does Dragon Knight sort of sit in the meta?
Not too sure, to be totally honest. In this game, it's versus a Drow already, which is, I mean, you've got your plus armor, which can help a little bit and all that, but I don't know. I'm not too sure what the hero can do, because the times I've seen it in like pubs and all that, because like you said, you've only seen like once in an official.
Yeah.
It's been like a black dragon. Like they go Aghanims or something, and they're playing versus like some magic damage lineup or something like that just fits so perfectly. So, not too sure. It is a hard stun. He's going to be this tanky beast with that surge. I think they just want to collapse. I think that's the thing I'm looking at from Secret is they just pick these like tanky guys and just get surged in on top of Yang. That's it.
They got him. So we did see that first kill going the way of Vici up top, but there in return they set up some action. Matsu, he's got to take that hunger off.
He'll be all right. He got the tango eaten in time. But yeah, the Windlace there. He had the extra movement speed to get a couple extra hits. Doesn't have an Orb of Venom, so I guess it's a bit of a trade-off of which one he preferred, at least in this one. That's neat. So maybe he did do the drums last game, right? He did do, or the game before.
He did. He went
he did
Tread
drums and then Diffusal. He was being a little bit more active.
Yeah,
Wonder if that could be the case. He does have a DK in his team, though, so I don't know if he even needs to be, but...
Yeah, it depends what niche he goes for. I mean, you imagine it's going to be some... It's got to be some sort of playmaking item, right? Shadow Blade, Blink, Dagger on the DK. Or can he go for some greedy sort of Radiance build?
No, I'm just kidding. I think he should play active, yeah. I think it depends on how your farm is going. You look at your cores, you're like, Mars, how are you doing? You can't get the initiation item. I might get the initiation item so that I can get on top of the Drow Ranger. Blink is just very valuable this game, too. Playing Shadow Blade, something like that.
Looks like it's sort of a standard start here for Zai up top, where he is going to have a slow start getting the farm and may even throw a couple of feeds in there. Zai already earning those hashtags as he will fall there. The very potent combination of the 3 heroes of Vici Gaming will mean it's a hard lane for Zai.
That's 0 spin so far? Okay, 1. Yeah, he did not get very lucky. But he's lucky to get the whole creep wave. And considering you're turning on Puppy.
I can run him down again there.
This time now. Might be able to get him. Does he get spins this time?
He's got the point in the call.
Dude. Okay, 1.
There we go. He's got it.
Dude, he got so
kill.
little though. That was pretty crazy. And we see mid start to even out. He's got the double bracer online versus Ori, so he's able to sustain. I thought Ori would actually pull a little bit more ahead before he was able to get all that out, but not the case. And we see runes coming up, and oh, very nice. Very, very nice for Ori to be able to push constantly.
Things are going to get harder for Zai. I mean, you've seen already Yapsor's bailed on the top lane. He said, right, screw this, I'm going jungle.
Yeah.
So Zai is now totally alone, and it's going to be hard for him to put pressure onto Eurus, I feel.
Yeah, and the Axe is getting away with everything possible now because he's versus a Lich and Slark is farming under the tower. So he is just cutting away. But now Yapsor is like, all right, I need to actually respond this.
All right.
And he's got the Ion Shell, and he's got a level in Vacuum too in case there's like a TP that comes out or something like that. So he did skill that one quite early.
We'll see if they can finish off Yang here. He has the living armor.
Vacuum, is he going to try for it? He's waiting until he's maximum. He should be able to get him here.
There we go. Drags him in. Niche is able to
Secure.
turn up and get the kill.
Okay.
He'll be happy with that one as the mid laner.
It would be Yapsor to play support damn Darks here, right? What heroes have we had him play support here at DreamLeague? We've had him play the Terrorblade support, right? We did have that one a while back.
That one rings a bell.
He's had some weird ones,
he
for
played
sure.
like the Luna support
Yeah.
a few times right back in the day.
I remember the TB support really specifically because they had like someone picked something versus and then he ended up playing TB support. And they won the game. They won so fast in that game too. And it's like, what?
So I was going to start trying to pull some waves around. They will come and mess with him though for that same time. Bottom Matu going aggressively. PYW puts a stop to it.
Such a potent lane. Lich Slark, just so much kill potential, so much chase. Always need to have a person backing up the Axe if he's not cutting waves. DY?
He might get him this time though, Yang. Still a little too speedy, yeah, those phase boots.
Yeah.
Keep him safe every time. Still sticking to the jungle, yeah, so.
He's got his arcane boots pretty much done.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah, gets him under the tower, DY. Not quite enough hits to kill him, but we'll get DY pushed away from having a look in at that wave that Zai was able to push and pull right round behind the tier 2.
Ooh. Some nice rune control coming out from Vici. I've noticed that a lot when they do go. There's not many heroes now anymore that go the actual bottle. I think there's like 3 or something that we've seen a lot of times popularized, but they always do a very good job of covering those with their movements. Both of their supports, they're very active. Who does go bottle now? Storm, SF?
Oh, in the mid lane.
Yeah. Not that many. It's a lot, I feel like it's a lot less than it used to be.
Yang. See if those phase boots are going to be quick enough to save him. Oh, okay. Every time PYW is doing a good job of being around to help Axe each time Yapso gets aggressive and starts to step away from the neutrals to look for a kill.
Does he still have the regen rune running? I think he does.
He does.
He does. So he gets a little bit extra efficiency out of it after clearing that hard camp.
Very clean moves. I mean, all 3 games, it really has been sort of the full-on hate train to Zai from Vici Gaming, making sure that his lane is never a pretty one.
I mean, again, look how poor he is. He's the same as the supports. It'll happen when you have a jungle Darks here, right? You know.
Well, maybe that's why Yapso's playing it. He's like, well, we haven't really had an offlaner in the last 2 games, so we need. I'm the offlaner now.
Where's the episode Enigma then? Usually that's the one you'd see. Zai again. Oh no.
He just died, didn't he?
He did.
Oh, I blinked my eyes and then he was dead again. Well, we got him to 68% last game on the MVPs. I think he might be reaching even higher this time, Zai. It's a rough
They're getting
start.
a trade though. You know, Nisha, Yapsor, they're doing their own thing elsewhere.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
Tower down. Eurus was able to get the last hit on it as well. Secret unable to find the deny.
I'm really curious to see what build Nisha does end up going for, if it is the active build. Because I saw you completed treads.
He got the treads and the braces.
Yeah, so he has.
What does he do
He
now?
didn't queue up yet. I think active is really nice, especially because Mars is so poor.
You don't think he can go Radiance? He can't go Greed?
No, I think you got Blink Dagger.
Okay.
I think this is the best one. Like Blink it's getting on top of the Drow. It's too important in this game, and you're versus Storm Spirit. So it's like it's double the benefit comes in. If you just get the initiation on them, the lockdown, you'll likely get some follow up to kill.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And that lets Matu now, instead of going for drums, he can go for more of his greedy build. I think he went to drums just because he wanted to fight more in the last one, but this one he can just go straight for that
Oh no,
defusal.
Zai!
He's found.
He has been found again. Oh no!
I mean, he actually just
no.
can't find anything on the map for himself. They're just no mercy.
Yeah. I think it's going to be, honestly, Mars. Mars really feels like such a rough hero to play when you have a tough start on him.
Oh yeah, you become worthless.
Because
you're feeding.
You drop your ult, but
and
you're
everyone
dead.
just stands there too.
And you
no one
just-
even moves out of your ult. They're like, okay, I'm into the Mars ult. Hey.
Like, at least in the game one, on an Underlord, I still think that was... I think, Zai did do very well in game one to be able to pick it up and have the impact he did, considering the start. But I think this game's going to be so hard for Zai.
They're gonna need some big things to happen with these, like the Ion Shell movements. It's a level 5 Ion Shell now, so well, level 3, whatever. Level 3 Ion Shell, where they can look to make moves around. They do have heroes that can benefit from it. That Slark, that DK, overall can put a decent amount of pressure. But yeah, it's just weird. I mean, just so hard to make moves because they have a. I mean, it's now a 3-position Darkseer, right, and a 4-position Mars. It's just it's become that. And yeah, look at Zai. He's like, yes, the mid lane.
Oh no.
He's getting help. He's getting help this time.
Oh, Ori's in on him. He needs help, Zai. Yeah, he has got it. They're all coming in to help out Zai. Zai's this time around will have the backup. They get on top of Eurus. Vacuum as well into the fear. Eurus in trouble. They'll kill off Drow. They may even get a second one here as Ori's out of mana. They're going to get both of them.
The Ion Shell.
This was the plan all along. Zai, with the sort of long-term Papega plays, baited them into diving him, and it's warranted them 2 kills on the 2 cores. Arguably 2 kills, much more valuable than all the times that Vici Gaming killed off Zai.
Yep.
Zai with the big brain plays.
Agreed. That was, I mean, quite a comeback there. Very, I mean, such an aggressive dive by Vici too. Like low mana
diving
storm.
with both of their
Just diving
cores like
both
that.
of the cores.
They didn't need to do that, but they did. And
I mean, it was even
all
all
down to Zai.
Wasn't it even all like 3 cores? Wasn't the axe at the start too? Right?
No, he got out, right?
Yeah, but he got out. But
He
they
got
were
out.
they
Yeah,
were
sure,
diving with all
but
3
you're right,
cores.
all 3 did dive.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Never underestimate
Now the
the
hashtag
mind
Zai
of this man.
actually is.
It's actually legit.
It's legit.
It's
he's
legit.
Like, he's like, yeah, damn right.
What do you mean it's legit now? It's always legit. Oh no. Right. He's fine.
Listen, I mean, he's just maxing vacuum on the Darkseer as well. Not
Yeah.
even a single point in Surge. The early levels of Surge is pretty rubbish. So.
Well, this is sort of 11 minutes. I think this is the closest out of the 3 games we've had, really. Oh, Zai. Again, he's got the 6. He's got the setup. Chain Frost thrown out. Zai.
There you go.
There we go. Zai is back, ladies and gentlemen. Second kill. With that, Zai, he's been
recovered.
responsible for all 3 core kills in the last minute of gameplay. As Mars, who went 0-4-0, was on the bottom 2 net worth. No one else could do that. Only Zai can do that. That is the magic of this man. The secret. Going to try getting aggressive here with Nisha. I believe he's got the blink coming
dagger,
out.
right? Yeah.
It's got to be right. Yeah, there's
Dragon
the blink.
form as well ready. He's also got the brooch,
Max,
brooch, whichever.
Max shell. And as you say, that vacuum as well, making sure that it's very hard for them to run away from Nisha. He's able to drag them back. There we have the opening, and he's on to Eurus. There's the vacuum on the 2 of them. Eurus will try for the TP out. Not even going to bother hitting him. They know they can't kill him in time. They'll go for the guaranteed kill on PYW.
Nice gust. That was very fast there on the Lich, knowing that both of the stuns were used on the other 2 heroes. All he has to worry about is that gaze.
Dire's bottom tower.
He identified that scenario very quickly.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Keeping this tower alive. DY at least trying his best. I do have a good duration of that dragon form left, so Nisha's not going anywhere.
Look at him bulwarking. How beautiful. I don't think I've seen anyone use it effectively.
DY tried to step
Whoa,
in
we
to set up
way
with
too
the
far.
ultimate. PYW is there, but already DY's taken so much damage. The vacuum from Yap, grabbing in the 2 of them again, getting them not just the 1, but both kills. A Secret will get the kills, and they'll get the tower, of course. A Secret
Bottom tower has
starting to make moves, getting active with this Blink Dagger. Great timing by Secret.
And they're really capitalizing on the pushes versus the Tree Protector, which is always so important. They've got all 3 early tier 1s versus Tree. 13 minutes, there's a Drow Ranger as well. That's so important for them to get active on the map. They have a DK with a Blink. They have a Slark who can run around the map too. Constantly give information. This is a big start in these last few moments.
Dire's bottom
By Zai.
tower is under attack.
And Secret. But yeah, big recovery. As a full mech. for the Darks here. So he's an offlaner.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Yap's
actually-
making some big plays.
Yeah. 0, 1, and 6. Just the ion shells being put onto his front lines.
Yeah, they've got to keep their eyes up for Yang, though. He has got his blink now on Axe, so ready for those counter plays. Sort of Axe into a big zip, or Eurus ever sit back and lay down the multi-shot will still certainly punch, but as you mentioned with the mech and DK, Mars, they are heroes that will not fall over immediately.
Yeah, they got some good tanky frontline heroes.
Yeah, Nisha's going to be a tough one to deal with. Especially with the way that he's been playing, with that Blink Dagger, he's almost certainly going to be the one to start the fights half the time.
Vici's, everyone's all ready to fight. Both teams, full mana, full health, everything available. Vici is just, at the moment, still just doing a push instead until Yang does find something. But it is on the tanky Mars. Even though it's under their shrine, not the best place to fight right now.
Still wanting to farm up really on Ori and Eurus.
Yeah.
They don't want to turn up to a fight too early, as one bad fight can really knock their game, especially as the Storm.
Yeah, one bad fight for Storm just can ruin your entire game for sure. He's farming and pushing out bottom, probably going for that next item. But there's a lot of things you have to be careful for in this game. These stuns, like the spear, DK stun, pounce.
Is under attack.
The gaze can be pretty annoying, of course.
Do their best to hold on.
Oh,
It's tier 2 for now.
back-to-back neutral items. Imp Claw as well as Pupil Gift.
Yeah, well, I think all three of those you're very happy with.
Yeah.
Well, okay, one of them was secrets, but no, yeah, even so, those 3 tier 2s definitely some of the top tier 2s.
It's not even that bad on. It's not amazing. It's always, we say, like the Pupil's Gift is always like much better on most Agis, but it's not too bad on Storm. Storm is, you're kind of squishy.
Yeah, and I think it's like the Drow doesn't really want it. Drow wants items that are giving her Agi or damage.
Yeah.
Because most of the time she's in a position where she doesn't need that extra HP.
Yeah, this will just gives you're a little bit tankier and your attack speed's a little bit more influenced because of that agility too. So it's okay. It's pretty decent.
Just a case of Eurus does not want it.
Yeah.
He don't want it this game. Much rather take that Imp's Claw for an extra bit of a punch that he's managed to pick up.
They are traversing pretty far to look for this kill. There's no trees down there though.
Yeah, his eyes
Literally
quite
0 trees.
No, here come the trees.
Okay, and they're back.
Oh no, here come the trees. Does he want to go for it? They're not going over for him.
Why? Oh, he just gives a full freebie to Matumba. Doesn't even armor himself or anything.
Oh, and up top, they got the grab on Yang. Dragging him back with a phase, not going to be able to blink out as they stay on top of him. Nisha jumps forward. Yang's gone. I think in the last 5 minutes of gameplay, things have really slowed down for Vici Gaming because they are desperately, they don't want to try and force a fight whilst Ori farms up his next item. But it's sort of leaving the game open for Secret to make aggressive plays themselves that Vici aren't really doing anything about. They're just focused on going for the farm, and we'll see if it's going to pay off when they do eventually turn up to these fights. But as it is at the moment, Secret getting away with pick-off after pick-off.
Yeah, Ori's just playing a much different type of, the hero in this game, right? He's playing a Storm. He's playing a much more farmy route. Yeah, they're going to need a lot on Yang to make these next few moves. As this time, Secret, I can say that the last 2 games, they did not do their best in the first 15 minutes. This game, they've done really good in their first 15.
Eurus, BKB requirement with the way that Nisha's been playing. They know that the heroes are going to get on top of the Drow. He has to have the BKB, and maybe this was what they were waiting for. Ori's still not going to be too interested in the fight. He's very close to having the Bloodstone done. In fact, if he sells some of these little bits, he's got it. Okay, Circlet gone, Bloodstone in.
Okay, they can actually
So now they're good to go.
Fight. Yeah, they've got that BKB is going to be really big, and they actually just find Yapso for free. Yeah. So Bloodstone was finished as well. Yeah, this is pretty good item timings for them to look to fight. Because now this Storm, he went from being 1100 HP quite a few moments ago. He's up to 2000 HP because the Pupils Gift plus a full Bloodstone.
Yeah, this is now where Vici Gaming can definitely turn up to fights. You will see them try and put a stop to Secret taking any more towers. As you say, Secret have taken all tier 1s, but the tier 2s have been kept alive by the living armor. And keeping them fully healed. And it'll be a little harder for Secret to group up and push for those objectives, at least until they themselves have their next items done. Matu, when he's got the Ags. Bottom lane,
They're
TP's
looking to
coming
set
in.
up.
Radiant are scanning.
Vici seeing if they can get themselves some sort of a grab. As Secret don't have everyone down here. No one's showing at the moment on Secret. They're staying in the shadows.
They pinged that like crazy though. Zai knew something was up. Vici, they're gonna make the long smoke across to try to catch them off guard, catch them
Yes,
behind. This
yeah. See if they can pincer them in here from across the river and by the outpost.
we're 1 minute till outpost 2. There's a blink dagger on Zai. Both teams trying to get the setup. Matumba super close to his Aghanims, 220 gold or so. 270 gold, I can't see.
And they're going to go here, Vici. They're heading in, but Nisha's quick with the jump. He's onto the storm. The straight up stuff with the Dragon Tail. Chain Frost down. Vacuum setups there from Yapzor.
He gets
they're
out.
both dead, Ori. I was just saying they're both dead. Ori does indeed manage to zip away at the last moment. The living armor helping out as
Yep.
well as that Bloodstone heal.
I cannot
Ori-
believe he survived.
He looked dead as anything there,
Those-
but he gets out.
That health that he literally just got picked up pretty much. The Bloodstone as well as that Pupil's Gift and living armor thrown on him too for a little bit more armor and health. Yeah,
Well,
okay.
I mean, that would have
was
been a
really
huge
close.
kill for Secret, but slipping away from them.
Where did it, I was actually confused. What happened to the other heroes that were smoked on Vici? Because
Oh, they backed off.
They just backed off. Okay.
They're backed off because up top, in
Top
fact, they're going to
runs
find
him.
some action themselves. Matsu gets the shadow dance up and down. The three-man vacuum into the wall. Yapzor again with the combo play. Juris is trying for the TP out.
Oh, he's
Only half
dead.
the damage through the BKB. Matsu gets the double and they're on the retreat. But Zai, he's able to spear back the poor old Shadow Demon who hides himself in the old disruption. He comes out to imminent death. Secret finding the 3 kills.
That was right before the Ags on Matumba Man too, and they made it across the map in
Now they're
seconds.
going to go for Roche. They do have Storm up in the game. Is he in position to contest this? He's not. He's over on the other side of the map, or he's farming up the neutrals, so will not be able to go for a zip play. So this should be a free Roche for Secret.
Too scary. I think you're playing versus like DK, Lich. These heroes are
Instant
almost
stuns.
yeah, pretty much instant. It's not worth attempting to go for a steal when you're still pretty close in the game. Like they probably still feel pretty comfortable. They know they made a couple slip ups with their movements.
Looking to getting in control here for Secret, and up top, another grab. Puppy, he's got the setup. Matsu's closing the gap. Is anyone going to come in to help Yang? It doesn't look like it. Spear to the tree by Zai. Yang will fall. And 4K lead for Secret off the back of those kills and that Roshan. It's starting to speed up.
Yep.
And I'm honestly, I'm feeling the power of this support Darks here.
He's doing a
Yapzor,
lot of work.
every single team fight, he's coming in, dropping these vacuums, and it's just sort of, it's just breaking Vici Gaming. They can't deal with it.
Yeah. And he's got the Greaves for his team too, so
Yeah.
he applies a big amount of heal and just these auras. While you look at the side of Vici, they don't have a mech, they don't have Greaves. They got a Treant Protector and a Shadow Demon. These guys are not going to farm those type of items in this game. Yeah, Vici. Not quite on the back foot in these last few moments. And Secrets, like we said, they already made their, like, the way they traversed across the map in those last few moments was already so fast. The Ags was picked up by the Slark right afterwards too. Now it's going to be even faster the way they can pressure the side lanes. Vici has to be very careful of their positioning. Matumba even also has a clumsy net, which is, I mean, actually very good on Slark this game. You're playing versus Storm Spirit. You know, you pounce, net, pounce, or pounce, net, whatever. You have another pounce afterwards probably.
Yeah, Ori's got to, we saw before, was sort of get the Bloodstone done before he fights. Now it slipped into a position where he has to get the BKB done as well before he can really turn up to the fights. Unless they find some sort of solo kill potential, but as it has been so far, Secret, they've not really been going out alone. There's always been backup close by.
No, Matumba Man's actually like the only one really showing in the lanes most of the time. It's an Ion Shell that blindly pushes out one lane, and then a DK or a Mars that kind of quickly pushes out one, and then a Slark showing. So it's really tough to you to actually make a play onto these heroes, as we saw what happened. I mean, Zai was 0-4, right? Now he's still 2, 4, and 6. He got that extra little bit of tankiness, survives once or twice, and just spooked Vici from ever making a move on him again. And Matumba's just feeling they're so powerful, as he should. But the Blade Mail
He gets caught.
does get caught.
That's the one time. Can they do it a second? Everyone's here on Vici Gaming, but so is the same for Secret. They're there. And Matu can bounce back to safety.
So that's the Blade Mail reveal. They're aware of that one now. He has to be a little bit more careful with how he steps up in those scenarios.
So they can get some more tier 2s. They have to fully commit. The armor is out, slowing it down a little bit. The Secret They're going to stand strong. They're on the high ground, ready for any opportunity presented by Vici Gaming. But Vici Gaming
That is a
making the wise move. They're not leaving the base here on this bottom lane. They're not coming forward.
Scary place to fight. Right there, I've actually noticed like most of the games I see teams lose is when they try to defend, they get caught right behind that tower. That little spot right there is a death trap.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Especially, I mean, versus Mars too, that seems uncontestable. So continuing to build up those auras. We see the Vanguard picked up for Yapsor. Next will be that Crimson since he's playing versus the Drow Ranger. Also pretty decent versus Storm, even though he's a lot of magical
He
damage.
wants to go. He's going to zip in on Puppey. They got the call connection from Yang. There's the jump forward. Zai maybe looking if he can turn
Gets
this one around.
gusted.
He is being focused down by Eurus. The damage is far too much for Zai to deal with. There's going to be 2 kills for Yang, 2 Bloodstone charges for Ori. Secret a little broken up there on the retreat. Both Zai and Puppey staying around. Puppey getting caught and Zai making the mistake to try and help his captain. So that will
And
give
that's the BKB.
yeah, that big old item pickup suddenly makes it a little harder for Secret to punish Ori in these fights.
Quite a lot harder.
Like you know, he's invulnerable basically in this game. There's nothing to hold him down through the BKB.
Yeah. Until the Basher. I think the Basher may have already been picked
He has
up,
the
right?
money, right?
He does have
yeah,
it.
he's got
yeah.
it. Yeah.
So
Okay.
Basher, he does have to be a little bit concerned about, but yeah, besides that, nope.
Definitely a game still in a delicate position, even though Secret have the lead. This
That's a
the
solid item.
Storm and Drow play can ruin them.
I like that. If he could try to ever give it to the Storm Spirit. It's also good on Eurus, so he might just keep it, the Mindbreaker that was just picked up. But if he can actually pass that to the Storm, it's not an Orchid per se, but it's, you know, that little mini one. Can definitely catch Slarks or somebody off guard. Could also just keep it on himself, though. All depends. Trying to keep control of the reward here.
Yeah, Matu just scouting out, seeing if they had any vision around the area. They don't. No wards, in fact, over Secret's half of the map, Vici. Just over their own.
They bring
Secret's own vision, though, pretty lacking at the moment.
Yeah, they only have the one ward kind of protecting
Roche.
Nisha and the Roche area. Yeah, Nisha just, they're actually, look, they're playing 4 heroes to protect the bottom tower and just having Nisha solo farm for a moment. Then they quickly back off and cleared out those stacks when they saw Vici backed up. And he did get the pass off of the Mindbreaker. So Ori does have that.
BKB done for Nisha. We have the 15 hit by Yapsor, so he has got the extra AoE on the vacuum now.
Oh yeah, that one's actually pretty big.
Yeah, literally.
Yep.
I mean, this game, it's...
I think they're going to smoke
you
and
just
fight
sort
now.
of feel more comfortable with now it's to this point where the BKBs are coming out into play. I mean, I feel the Matu Slark's definitely
Slark
the big
is so
worry.
scary. Yeah, the Slark is still feeling like
He's
he's
the
going
one-
to reign supreme.
Yeah, that's just going to scale up that little bit harder than anything that Vici have.
Just depends on does he get caught by an Axe Blade Mail and just die or something inside of the fight. So yeah, Slark definitely feels really, really strong. It's a very close game. It's gonna be a lot up to these initiations and who gets a better jump.
And then we have a bit of a different item
Ooh.
completed by Eurus, going for the Silver Edge. I mean, why completing the Silver Edge? Who are you mainly thinking about? Are you thinking about killing this Dragon Knight, breaking him, or
Yep.
that's the main reason you
Yeah.
see this game?
Definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
they're gonna be able to bring him down so much faster with this for sure.
Yeah, they definitely needed something, as Nisha has been getting away with jumping him with the Blink Dragon Tail and not being punished because of that high armor and regen that he does have.
No, it definitely does seem like a very good Silver Edge game in this one. It's also just it's good to protect him versus the Slark. If Slark doesn't have any type of detection, doesn't connect with the pounce, he's able to just invis away too. And of course for the break reasons. Yeah, it feels really solid. Good for positioning.
Yeah, another BKB soon to be in the game. Matu just under 1,000 away from having his own done. As again the game slips into this sort of passive play where both teams feeling a item away from when they want to make moves. Now, it does seem that Vici, they
should
know
wanna make the moves.
Roshan's coming up soon.
Yeah, they've got these BKBs and like all these little pickups that they've done. The Silver Edge and on top too, with that Mindbreaker on the Storm too. They should feel pretty strong here. But as soon as they're walking up toward the high ground,
Spotted.
they get spotted, and they don't want to make the same mistakes as the first game, walking into high grounds blind. And
It would definitely be nice if they can fight before Matu's BKB
Yeah.
is done. He is close. There's the zip. They'll start a fight quickly onto Zai. Zai protected by the Glimmer Cape. Turns. He's still alive. Surged up. Yapsel will save him. Now Matu's trying to go in the counterplay. Him and Isha jumped in onto the support. Or he's still chasing down. Did kill off Zai. Zai's buying back though. As Secret, they're in the strong position to overrun this fight. BKB now popped by Ori. He'll try and drag back Nisha into the power of Eurus. Is it enough? It doesn't look like it. Zai drops down the ult. Ori able to zip out in time. They've called Matu. Vacuum on a 3. Into the wall they go. The lower mana. Now Vici, they're trying to run. As Secret move forward. Eurus and Yang are gone. The pullback's there onto Ori. He's only got a little bit of mana left to play with. There's the final zip out. Nisha chases him down. Stuns out. Vici Gaming fall over in the fight. As Secret, they know that it's time to strike. You saw their Vici Gaming off the back of that smoke. As soon as they were seen, you could tell they knew that already it was going to be a hard fight to take. But then Secret, straight up, no hesitation as well. Zai with the buyback, both Yang and Zai, the two offlaners buyback. Yang with the dieback, Zai able to come in, just dropping down the arena, making sure that Vici Gaming weren't able to commit. They had to start running, and as soon as they turned, with these blink plays, Nisha can just keep chasing and turn kill into kill into kill.
Matamba just got every attack off, and then they have Greaves and Crimson Guard. So the damage just was completely negated. And then, like you said, the Mars jumps in afterwards, just in case, puts down the wall to block and protect Matu. And now it's a Slark with an Aegis on top too. And yeah, this.
And it was just sort of those little plays at the start, right, where Zai took a long time to die because of Yapsor coming in with the Greaves, the Surge.
Yep.
Sure, he still dies, but Ori has to zip all the way to the back lines to get that kill. So suddenly the rest of the fight goes on, and Ori, he's already used over half of his mana.
And it would have probably been an even worse fight for Vici if A, Storm didn't have an Arcane Rune, and B, if the Chain Frost actually bounced on top of the Vacuum, because it would have just killed everybody's pretty much instantly, because it was right on top. It actually bounced the Train Protector instead. But yeah, Vici were a little bit slow to try to grab that fight, and when Zai was just leading the charge, he kind of baited him.
Dire's middle tower is
Secret.
under attack.
With this Matumba Man Slark. Doing an excellent job.
Nothing very hard for Vici to do much. I mean, Secret, with the 3 drafts we've had so far in this series, we obviously see that they value the Slark very, very highly.
Yeah.
And when games sort of get to this point, you do see why. It's just this hero that's such a nuisance to deal with. Even when you have certain ways to deal with it, in theory, like this.
Oh!
For the stun. Oh, he's down the once. But can the Vici get away from this? They're trying to run. There's the pounce forward. And you may have got him the one time, but now the fight's going to be turned around. The wall's down, Vacuum as well. The BKBs are popped. Zai drops the wall. Eurus will TP out in time, but the support cannot retreat. PYW's got. The rest of them do get away. Again, just having to use their BKBs to retreat out of it. And this is all the problem. They commit heavily to kill him the once. Getting him twice is pretty much all but impossible.
And now he has a full butterfly on top after he did die. He picked that up. So now it's much harder for them to actually kill him, as the Drow as well as that Storm won't be doing that much damage. And if the if the Slark is actually, if he's near like the Vlads, I think he actually can just lifesteal through that blade mill pretty effectively.
Yeah.
He has the talent, right?
It's the left talent, the 20, right? He's got it. Yep. No,
it's
sorry.
left talent at 15. He got attack
He
speed.
didn't
Okay.
get it.
I thought he actually would take the lifesteal this game, but
You're right, against the blade mail axe, but I
It's
mean,
all just about
what
the
do we
farm.
know? Namatu, he's having an easy game.
Yeah,
5-0-8. He says he doesn't need the talent. This is how you do it.
yeah, he's got like
And it's looking good.
He's got a little bit of Vlads, and Nisha also 10-0-9 in this game.
Yeah, both cores having a great time. And Zai as well. As I said, it was a funky start, but definitely able to pull something off that I did say was hard. You know, it's not easy to have a game when you suffer that much in the laning stage as a Mars, but Zai, he's showing that he doesn't care sort of how much they focus him down. But there's been in all 3 of these games where Zai's lane, it's been the rough one.
Yeah.
He's been put in the tough position, but this is sort of why Secret let him go in that tough position, because they can rely on him to pick up his game later on despite the rough start.
I feel like Secret just played this game really well about not when they were at that period where they were kind of behind, not splitting up really at all. I didn't see anybody getting picked off. There's only 10 kills on the side of Vici. Like Storm Spirit and Axe, I feel like they did not find the windows that they wanted to just pick off like a random Lich walking across somewhere warding, a Mars or someone like going far up into a Darkseer. Like they didn't actually find like that many pickoffs at all with their Blink Dagger, with their Blade Mail, with their timings that they got. And now, yeah, Secret, they've got such strong map control now. And this Slark, he is by far the strongest hero on the map.
And just sweeping the map, Secret. Whoever they find will either be dead or forced to BKB. And at this point, with Slark getting
Oh my god.
Nisha nearly grabbing Ori there. Ori was not hanging around. Instant zip off the zip to clear the wave.
There's a Slark coming from the right. He's considering jumping in, but it looks like there's a lot of Vici heroes, but he does not care.
There they go, Yang. He's got the call, Blade Mail as well. He's getting kind of low, Matu, but he got the Shadow Dance off in time. Now they'll turn, they'll go for the break. Ori zips in, but Zai, he's just picked up the Yules. Yules is himself up, buys time for himself. Vacuum drags PYW into the arena. Zai still alive as the sustain from Yap, so it's enough to keep him more than fine. Zai still lives. They've lost DY. PYW falling low. Nisha pots the BKB, turns, kills off Ori. 3 dead, make that 4. There's no escape for the Drow. Yang's hiding in the trees. He goes for the TP out. Zai won't quite get him with the spear as Yang does escape. But another, they can't kill Zai. Zai's just able to stay alive. As I say, that Yules only just shipped out to him before that play was made. And it's another team fight, which ends in disaster for Vici Gaming. A Secret now climbing to a pretty epic lead, 13k ahead. And Vici Gaming struggling to get anything going their way. They just cannot make the plays. And I think most of it down to the fact that Yapso's as big as he is. This Darkseer, with the items he has, it's just too much sustain for Vici Gaming to fight through. No longer can they zip in, commit with the BKBs. And especially now that their BKBs, they're getting very short in duration.
Yeah, that's literally what I was gonna be like. I just cannot believe that I'm gonna be in a position where I'm gonna say this 4-position Darkseer just actually owns so hard.
I really did.
Like Nisha and Matumba Man absolutely played phenomenal with these, like 0 deaths on their carries, or like 1 death, whatever it is. No, actually no, 0, sorry. 0 deaths on either of them, but man, Yapso with these clutch mechs and Greaves and stuff like that, just keeping his team a little bit alive.
Another grab.
Pretty huge.
Matu. And they get him out. Shadow Dance and a pounce away. Matu is fine.
Nice Yules by Zai there onto that Blade Mail Axe, preventing majority of that damage. Matumba would have definitely died there if he didn't do that.
I mean, what do you think about Yang's decision this game? Obviously, he goes for this Blade Mail build. It isn't the build that you sort of see as the standard on Axes when Axe was being picked right. It was the sort of the auras, because there is that problem with this build that if you don't make these ganks happen as soon as you get the blink, you fall behind, and then you do start to feed a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, he did not find any opportunities that I saw. Like, I just legit did not see him getting any chances where he would just find a blink target, blink call, get a kill, right? I feel like we saw, what, maybe 1? When he got the, it felt very, very little for him to actually be able to find anything. That is probably why we do see that other build.
It's been a rough game for Yang here. Now, 18k down, Vici Gaming. Secret more than ready to make the next move and push up to high ground once again as they wish.
Look how fast that escalated too. It was actually just so even until like 29 minutes and then just boom.
They struggle to win the fights, Vici.
Yep. Have to be able to win the fights.
Last game we sort of saw Secret with the damage issues, and this time around it's Vici falling into that similar problem.
Dire's bottom tower.
Matu just did.
And they can do this. The Blade Mail, he does not care about it one bit right now. Just pops BKB.
And he gets...
No worries. They get both the cores.
Did you see that? He does the shields, the bulwark, which applies the Mindbreaker.
You mean the shield crash?
What? No, it's... Or God's Rebuke. God damn, I can't remember all these damn names anymore.
Damn, neither can I, apparently.
God's Rebuke. Shield crash.
God's Rebuke.
God's rebukes him with the Mindbreaker and silences the storm and able to kill him off. And now 70 seconds where they can continue to dive forward and look for kills and close up the game. Is a well-executed draft in Puppy.
Yeah.
Busting out the big guns. The 4-position Darkseer.
And Secret really did tidy it up here in this game 3. So game 2, a little sloppy from Secret, but this game 3...
Their best early game.
Yeah.
Even though they had
Crushed
like
it from the start.
yeah, like the first 10 minutes maybe like whatever, but then afterwards they recovered and they were just farming. They weren't getting on and picked off. It's like Zai died the 4 times and then that was it.
Well,
Game just
that's the thing as well. It really was sort of, Vici had an okay start, but they made made
dive mid.
mistakes like they were doing in game
Yeah.
1. They dove mid with Eurus and Ori. They both died. Then Yang dies bottom. And suddenly, when you've had an even start to a match, but you just fed your 3 cores as that, yeah, you're going to be in for a bit of a tough one to try and get that momentum back in your hands. And Secret did not let them. Secret have ruled the game ever since.
they're not making mistakes either. They're not getting picked off. Puppy's not farming. I mean, this is some of the few times that I've actually seen him like farming in this game. He's been pretty quietly like sitting behind people. But yeah, they're just not getting picked off by any of the heroes from Vici. Now Vici's trapped in their base. As the lead will continue to grow.
And I really do think, if Blink Blade Melax isn't doing the job against the Slark in this game, I don't know when that sort of hero and that build is going to work. I think it's very hard. Yang's definitely experiencing the struggles of having that build and not having that sort of mid game that he dreams of.
I mean, Blade Mail just overall as an item, after the last patch, just got hit
It's
so
a
hard.
rough
It
item.
feels so weak. It's like you either own with it the moment that you have it for the next like 5 minutes, or they just become, they just don't care about it anymore. If they just get their BKBs, they get their everything, and it doesn't do anything anymore.
I'll try and save the tree in here. They do get the call off, but Zai's in with the arena down. Eurus will BKB in, managed to run himself out, but they're just falling. Yang, he's gone. Zai's got the control with the Yules, and GG indeed is called. Secret take this game 3, and with that, of course, the series 2-1. A bit of an up and down series.
Yeah.
And I said Secret needed to step it up for this game 3. They certainly did. This game 3 looked to be Secret back on top form. Vici Gaming did not stand a chance here.
Yeah, and they did it with a bit of an unorthodox, I mean, not fully unorthodox draft, but they had a 4 precision dark here, so we'll call it unorthodox anyway.
Yeah, and
it looked good.
It looked
pretty
great.
strong.
Oh, thanks. Doing my shoelaces here, Carl. I think it's living. But it looked fantastic. I think we can definitely expect to see that again, right? The Ups or Darks here.
Yeah. I mean,
I
it
wouldn't be
seemed
surprised
like
if Secret pull out again in another match.
you're playing with like Vici, and Vici just they drow gyro, then drowed you again. So
Yeah.
you're gonna want
Bye.
to change something up a little bit here, but they didn't.
Get out.
I really appreciate everything you heard. I listened to it all, and
Did you go 0-3 on those predictions?
no,
No, that was me. I win 0-3.
You went 0-3, granted at least one
Jesus
correct.
Christ.
But there's one on the panel.
Wait. Can we talk about who predicted who was going to win the entire series? I was the only one who picked Secret, saying they're 0.5 tiers above. Was that correct? Thank you.
That is true.
Back to Kyle.
You want to
Granted
take, Kyle is not right very often. And he's been waiting for this moment a very long time.
3-0, baby. Undefeated on the day. I'll be shifting over to the casting desk now. And, it feels good.
That casting desk right there.
Oh.
Right there.
So let's talk about that game.
Yeah, talk about that game.
Yeah, Sheaves.
I am the host. I am asking you guys the
Fine,
questions.
I'll talk about the
Talk
game.
about the game.
And I will support you.
Both times that I would predict Vici Gaming, they just play like garbage.
But is that all you've got?
No. They play literally. Go ahead, Kyle.
What?
It's
Come on,
about
guys.
mobility. Like, we doubt the Darkseer. You're talking smack about this Darkseer, but like, it's why this draft works. Because they're just crisscrossing around the map, and Vici can't fight them.
The support
It looks
Darkseer.
like they're playing bad because they can't do anything.
Do you really think it's mobility when you have a Storm on the other team,
Dude,
though?
Kyle is the best at being able to take a win and then be able to turn his analysis into the win while not watching the game.
No, I saw him watching the
I
game.
was watching the game.
Did you watch
I don't know
what
if
happened
you were
in mid
watching
lane?
the game.
I mean, I saw him watching the last
I
part
was
of the game.
primarily focused on the side lanes.
Exactly. He doesn't watch the game for like the first 15 minutes. Then he comes out with the analysis and it's like, of course it was always going to go that way.
All right, mid lane,
Meanwhile,
DK
Vici
versus
Gaming
Storm.
made literally one of the worst plays in the entire
Yeah.
series, which was wrapping around behind the mid lane, diving into the mid tier 1 tower
They
to be able
dove
to
a
kill the
DK.
Mars. No, they're
Mars.
talking about the Mars,
Oh.
which you definitely saw.
Mars has a lot of gravity. It's tough to escape once you commit.
And they dive on Mars, right? Automatically, the play is a little bit questionable. Secret take a good advantage of it by being able to mass teleport, and I think that's one of the things the Secret did really well in this is grouping up
Yep.
and being able to rapidly move across the map. where they play bottom lane and then they all TP up to top.
Yeah, that 20-minute outpost play where they got the bottom outpost, immediately rotate to Shrine, secure that one, and get 2 kills.
That happens off of them throwing away their advantage in mid lane, right? Where they dive this Mars, and then you spend 75% of your mana on a Storm to be able to get on top of the Mars. TPs come in, they realize, oh, we can't actually make this play. They back out together. DK catches Eurus, and Ori sticks around trying to help each other.
With
And
no
I think
mana.
this is one of the great things about Vici Gaming, and one of the worst things about Vici Gaming, is their willingness to play around each other looks brilliant in a game 2 situation where they're always able to continually fight into the enemy.
High
And they can
sustain.
play with each other, and they can play with never losing a hero in a fight because they're willing to play to save each other. But then in a game like that, where they make the wrong read on a team fight or something like that, that willingness also means that they bleed out kills in 2s. They could have just lost Eurus easily. Ori was out, but he turns around as a
Gotta
Storm
help him.
Spirit with 20% mana and does a right click which slows a hero slightly, and then he gets caught by a vacuum,
And he
and then
dies.
all of a sudden he dies as well, delaying his Bloodstone. That in turn means that they can't actually fight until they have their Bloodstone. They lose momentum on the 20-minute outpost time. It's this whole entire thing off of these decisions to be able to constantly, the supports too, right? The support shows up, a Shadow Demon is trying to protect his tier 1 tower, or Treant Protector's doing it. One of them gets caught, the other support shows up, gives them an additional kill. No cores are playing to actually defend that tower, but the supports are trying to play around each other to save each other, and as a result are giving up additional kills that are just losing them a lot of momentum in the game, despite the fact that they had a good start in their laning phase, right? Zai had no game whatsoever as a Mars.
No, they definitely
And they
did
had a
not
4-position
Zai.
dark, so you'd think with a
Yeah, you
bad
can't actually
start,
make plays
you
with
wouldn't
that,
come
right?
back or stuff like that. But then all of a sudden they do. Zai comes back, as you said, because of that one misplay middle. It's a
And
full item for him.
That's something Secret's done well, their entire history, which is allowing the player with the worst game that they need to do better, they get a lane, always, around the 8-minute mark. Zai was mid. I think he died once. He got dove, and they got turned around, and his cap just brought up. But it's because they're putting him in a position to recover. Because to your point, if he just has to keep playing top with Yapzor, Yapzor's going to get 70% of the farm. He'll get no levels. He'll eventually fall behind. But once you're online, there's a huge difference in Dota. And it's another reason I love, support's been buffed in a regard. But, that you go from worthless to I can do stuff once you hit, Asmar's level 7 with, just boots. Suddenly you can go find kills on anyone. But if it's a level 5 Mars with no boots,
Nothing.
you're a creep.
Hey, you're not an MVP, that's for sure. Who is the MVP?
I think we all know.
It's your boy.
That's your boy. I mean, I think a lot of the hashtag Zais were put in, if you're talking about the graph of when it's put in, it's probably a lot at the start because he
First pick of
definitely
the draft, yeah.
died quite a few times, especially at some point with 2 in a row. He just came back to the lane, died
Oh,
again.
yeah.
Wow. It's called the refeed.
The refeed definitely was very successful. Gave Vici a false sense of security. I mean,
Yep.
perfect. It
Yeah.
worked
And it gave
perfectly.
Zai 3 MVPs in one
Yes.
series. The boy's an absolute monster.
Oh, yeah.
He knows how to farm those MVPs
My
like
God.
none other.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a rough laning phase. You're not expected to be able to do anything with that. Darkseer's not going to help you in that lane. Mars
No.
is going to lose to Draw Ranger.
That's what's so crazy. I mean,
hard.
you brought up about it. It's just so crazy because you had this Mars Darkseer lane that really went so terrible, but they're just allowed to come back into the game. I mean, they are given it by their captain and stuff, but it's the misplay by Vici, and all of a sudden this Darkseer has nothing, has Guardian Greaves 20 minutes. You're like, wait a minute, this guy didn't get any farm. He just followed an axe around, and he has a game now.
It shows a lot to Yang and how much he's always able to get out of his off lane.
Oh,
They
yeah.
tri-lane for him at the start, which sets him up for just a bit of success, enough to be able to get level 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then he was just always making these weird moves as an off lane to always cut waves, to run around the map, constantly pulling Slark off of his lane into other situations, and still manage to keep from feeding
A
nonstop.
big part of it is also you got to consider, think of the 3 cores on each team and what their first item does for them, right? Storms, 0 damage, it's a Bloodstone. Drow, what was it, a Dragon Lance or something? It doesn't matter. Drow's not scaling then. And then Axe, who's got to get a blink ASAP. Your supports are Shadow Demon, Treant, no damage. Whereas the entire secret lineup is buying this item and immediately going to make moves on the map. And perhaps, sure, Halberd doesn't provide too much damage, but the disarm removes a hero from the game. You have Yapzor getting Guardian Greaves early, as you said. That negates a whole round of items from enemy cores. There's just no damage. If you can't fight a team in the mid game and they can kill you, by running around the map, you are going to lose eventually.
All right, guys.
Yes.
It's great to have seen Vici Gaming and Team Secret, and I mean, this was a great opening series to Group B. And to be honest, every single series going 3 games from all the different groups, that I don't think that has ever
Nuts.
happened before with the GSL style group major. So that's pretty impressive. We're going to find out if the same's going to happen for the second series of games, because there is still some teams that we haven't seen. And in Group B, that is Chaos and Beast Coast, and you will see those after a break.